something that I don't care is because everybody has an opinion, number one. Number two, I get paid for mine. Number three, and most importantly, it's my opinion based on the facts as presented. I'm not getting personal. I'm not deriding or denigrating anybody. I'm just calling it like I see it when asked or when it's part of my job.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny pulled it out, and I feel like he deserved to win.
From fighters and their trajectory and their potential earning power. So I'm always like, the judges need to get it right in every scenario.
Stephen A. Smith didn't mince words. He firmly believes Manny Pacquiao did more than enough to defeat Mario Barrios, labeling the result a robbery. Smith questioned the credibility of the judge's decision, while acknowledging that everyone is entitled to their opinion. He emphasized that this particular ruling doesn't sit right with him, especially considering Pacquiao's commanding performance. Echoing the sentiment, Bobby Pacquiao expressed disbelief at the outcome, questioning what the judges could have possibly seen to score it a draw. Although convinced that Manny had clearly done enough to win, he admitted they're left with no option but to accept the ruling, however unjust it may feel.
Get one. Why do you think the judges saw it the other way for the draw?
I'm long time. I'm a fighter also. I'm a fighter. 14 years in the ring, or 13 years in the ring. But I know the score. The score. So many judges, but I'm surprised that the decision is like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. But anyway, the judges and decision is now. Let's accept. I will accept that decision.
Do you want to see your brother keep fighting?
Right now, just focus with family.
In his post-fight remarks, rising star Colonel Martin weighed in on the controversial Pacquiao versus Barrios outcome. With confidence, he declared that Manny had won the fight convincingly, despite the official decision being a draw. Martin's comments reflect the widening gap between fan perception and official scoring. He also cast doubt on the possibility of a rematch, adding another layer of disappointment to an already divisive moment. Given Pacquiao's advanced age and Barrios' active championship status, the draw didn't just shock fans, it felt like the final curtain on what could have been a historic comeback.
Pro boxing fans here with Kamel Mo and Kamel. We've just seen a draw between Pacquiao and Barrios tonight. What do you think?
It was a great fight, and Pacquiao put on a hell of a performance, and much respect to Barrios as well. It takes two to tango, so it's just an overall great fight.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny pulled it out, and I feel like he deserved to win. But it's boxing, and I'm not mad at a draw either.
Do you want to see a rematch, or do you think they should both fight other people?
I don't think I want to see a rematch. Manny did. It was a great fight. I think we should just leave it at that. I would like to see Pacquiao and Mayweather too. That's really the fight I want to see. And
Kamel on the undercard.
Definitely, absolutely. And that would be a huge card.
What do you think of Barrios in there tonight?
I don't know. I think Pacquiao's style was kind of throwing him off. I've had a lot of very skilled fighters.
Expectations were naturally tempered for a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. People often forget how age impacts a fighter's timing, reflexes, and explosiveness. Still, despite being well past his prime, Pacquiao delivered a performance that not only defied the odds, but also reignited belief in his ability to hang with the sport's best.
Pacquiao last night was not a great fighter in his prime. He was a great fighter who was just a good fighter who was still a better fighter than the world champion at the time. He was so great in his prime that when he came down levels to being good, he's still better than the good ones. He's still the goodest. That's what you saw. And the fact that when he was fighting in his era, his rivals were also watching that car go by every 3 or 4 months, 2 times a year at 200 miles an hour and catching more glimpses of it. But these young fighters, they ain't been watching that, bro. Even if they're watching it, they're not living it. They're not studying it. They're worried about their contemporaries and rivals. So for him, this was like, what is going on? The amount of adjustments that he needed to make, the southpaw, the in and out, the awkward angles, the underneath right jab, like all of this shit is like, wait a minute, what is going on here? And that was a lesson for a young fighter that really he had a privilege to learn. He got a gift last night. Barrios will be better from this fight forward than he would ever have been without it. Let me tell you that. This is what happens when you have a phenomenal, unique, absolute anomaly in the sport. That's what Pacquiao is. That's what he proved last night. I'm always the guy who decries when someone is robbed and when the fighter who should have his hand raised doesn't get it raised. And it's a crime to me to steal these from fighters and their trajectory and their potential earning power. So I'm always like, the judges need to get it right in every scenario.
Pacquiao's legendary ring IQ, agile footwork, and indomitable spirit guided him through each round, offering flashes of the brilliance that once ruled 8 weight divisions. Fans and analysts alike commended his ability to shift momentum and control exchanges even against a much younger opponent, while few expected a vintage performance. What they witnessed earned universal respect. The online boxing community erupted post-fight, none louder than the popular X account BKS Secret Sports, which declared Pacquiao had been robbed. Fans flooded timelines with comments like, "He dominated Barrios," pointing to his clean combinations, pace control, and fan-friendly style. Although some debated punch stats and power shots, the prevailing narrative was that Manny did enough to win. Critics noted he didn't push for a knockout, but his sharp movement, pinpoint, accuracy, and ring control made the draw baffling.
Right, and then to 114.
I thought Manny won.
Close fight. I think Manny did a good job towards the end. Last round, I gave it to Barrios, but the last 5 rounds before the 12,
I had the same way.
It was Manny Pacquiao. I thought Barrios was gonna take it, but I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well,
great job by Manny Pacquiao. With 46 years old.
4 years old, 46. Look,
yeah, I mean,
and you know boxing, so people can't say that you're biased or you're just
I think he did great. I mean,
I think
for
he
his
won.
age,
Regardless,
it's not the money that we used to know, but thank God he didn't lose.
No, he didn't lose. It was close to Jeff Horn. He didn't lose. Bradley won. He didn't lose. And tonight he didn't lose.
Yes.
One infuriated fan encapsulated the public outrage on social media, bluntly posting, "The judges in Las Vegas must be on drugs or paid off. Manny dominated. He won 11 rounds, maybe all 12. What a disgrace." Expert round-by-round breakdowns largely supported this view, with most analysts awarding at least 6 rounds clearly to Pacquiao. His sharp punches and signature flurries thrilled the crowd, reminding everyone of his enduring class. Even Barrios admitted post-fight that Manny's power was still shocking. What angered fans most was how close the scorecards were. Just one more round in Manny's favor would have sealed the win.
Opponents have to face. And then all of a sudden, Manny just starts cooking. He's just like, and Freddie said it, like he has this good 6th round, and Freddie was just like, you get him with a 5-punch combination, I think you can get him out of here. Now, I don't know if he was ever at that point. I can't say that Barrios was ever really in danger, but I think Freddie was right. Like, I just think that if Manny showed the threat, I just think it froze Barrios for all these rounds. And so he had a run of like 4 straight. And at my point, he's up on the scorecards, 87-84, which meant all he needed was one more in my mind. And I was pretty in line with the TV broadcast. I think that we had a little bit of a swing on 8. I think 8 was a little closer, or 9 was a little closer, excuse me. But all he needed was one more round. And and mind you, I bet on him, but I was like, Barrios comes out in the 10th. His trainer's like, hey man, you can't respect this guy. And it's tough because Manny pulls these tricks like where he's like trying to, delay coming out of the ring because his tape's messed up. Or he's like messing with the guy saying, hey, you're hitting me low. And even the ref had to be like, Manny, I'll determine if he's hitting low. But he's so charming. You just look at him and you're like, I can't get mad at him. But Barrios comes down that 10th, has some really good body work. And you're like, all right, I think he took that one. So then it's 96-94. Get to the next round, Barrios, he has some that was the closest that you could have probably leaned Pacquiao in my mind. But Barrios had some flurries. It just looked like he was getting better up. And it kind of looked like Manny was starting to wear down a little bit. It just looked like he didn't have, because I think it's just at 46. I just don't think he has those combinations in him the same way. Super entertaining. Had the time of my life watching him because he didn't embarrass himself. And I know a lot of people, I think the vast majority of people think that he won. I think the reaction to everybody was like, Barrios, you couldn't mess with a 46-year-old? Like, Manny, you know how they always say, like, oh, you got to beat the champ. It's a stupid thing. I hate that, but people believe in that. Oh, you got to take the belt. I think a lot of people thought of like, hey, you got to annihilate a 46-year-old or the 46-year-old should win.
Long before the opening bell, concerns swirled about Manny's age and whether he should even be in the ring. With a much younger opponent, critics warned of the dangers, but Pacquiao silenced them all. He not only went the full distance, but looked sharp, poised, and remarkably conditioned throughout. His movement held up. His timing was impressive, and his stamina never faded. Far from being a farewell fight, this bout became a statement. Manny Pacquiao still belongs among today's top-tier fighters.
Guys, I'm going to try and articulate what I've just seen to you, but it's really, really hard because when something defies logic and something defies what you were expecting, I mean, going into this fight, I was more worried about Manny Pacquiao's health rather than whether or not I thought he could win this fight. So to watch it and watch something quite incredible, I'm really going to struggle through this video. I've got a couple of interesting things to say. I've got a few insights to give to you. But the number one thing people that are clicking on this video who haven't seen the fight will probably be thinking is, was this legitimately a draw? And I'm going to try and answer that question for you in this video. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to A Guy Called Henry. This is my instant reaction to Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. So please smash a like on this video, subscribe to A Guy Called Henry if you're new, and get your comment in the comment section below. Do you think that Pacquiao won this fight? And what do you think he should do next? Guys, I cannot believe what I've just seen. I'm absolutely blown away. I'm so impressed. Manny Pacquiao at 46 years old had come back in the ring, and he would have broken the record as the oldest champion of all time, I believe. He would have broken his own record at the very least as the oldest welterweight champion of all time. And coming into this, I suspected that he had absolutely no chance. I thought after the Rukia Ampo fight that I saw, after the fact that he lost 4 years ago, I think it was, to Ordenis Ugas, who Barrios had beaten, I don't think there was any chance of him winning this fight. But sometimes there's people out there that just defy everything you think and know. And I thought this fight was a gimmick. I thought this fight was a joke. And I can understand why people will question the credibility, the legitimacy of this result, because it is that mind-blowing. But go and watch this fight for yourself. See it with your own eyes. Manny Pacquiao was very good in there. He was very good in there. Is he the prime Pacquiao of old? No, because prime Pacquiao of old would have absolutely destroyed Barrios tonight. But Manny Pacquiao legitimately did well in that fight. Do I agree with the scorecard? I'm going to let you know what my scorecard was at the end of this video, but just talking in terms of what was happening in there. It was an interesting fight where Barrios was trying to use straight punches to keep Manny at bay, and he tried to counterpunch Manny. Manny would do his classic lunging in that he'd always do. And as he'd land those shots or hit the guard, Barrios would look to counter him immediately with straight shots. He'd also throw hooks to the body of Manny and straights to the body of Manny. Manny used a few veteran tactics in there to try and navigate those difficult rounds. He'd say, oh, it's a bit low, it's a bit low.